Welcome to this championship edition of Buccaneers Insider. I'm your host, Danny Rabinowitz, and today we're joined by women's tennis coach, Avi Kugel. Coach, national champions, how does that sound?
It sounds great.
Congratulations to you and your team. This is the second time for you. You've had a little bit of time now to think about it and kind of look back and talk about the run, and how does it feel now?
It still feels very surreal, still see that match in my hand over and over again. But just very proud of the effort that the girls gave, and it was tough, but it was a great tournament for us, and very happy to be national champion again.
And you mentioned again, Coach, you've won national championships. You won one here before. What was the difference this time around from that first time?
Well, the first time, the team, we weren't really sure. Can they do it? It was we got a lot of players coming kind of together first time, and it kind of got us by surprise. We really wasn't really expecting it, and it just happened. It was a great feeling. This team, this is the second year that they are together. The expectations were high. We knew they had the talent, and it was just a matter of just working hard, staying together, doing the small things right, and it feels even better, because we knew it's there, and to actually go through and do it, just amazing.
Now, Coach, let's take a look back to that championship matchup. You take on Armstrong Atlantic, a 1-versus-2 matchup. How exciting is that?
Very exciting. The last couple of years, we also were 1 and 2, but we met them once in the quarters, once in the semis. So it was great, to meet them finally in the final. I think it was the first time that we were actually playing them in the finals, and it's very suiting. The best two teams in the country playing for the national championship.
Now, to start things off, you swept doubles. You got to be feeling pretty good at that point, right?
It felt amazing. I never thought that we'd be up 3-0 after doubles. Armstrong doubles has been very strong. They've been playing together for 3 or 4 years. 4 seniors playing in the top 2 doubles. Been very, very successful. Number 1 doubles is actually the number 1 doubles team in the country. So we knew it's going to be tough, and we just played really, really well. Really took it to them and been aggressive, and it went our way, all 3 doubles.
Now, you get into singles play, and Armstrong, you mentioned, look how tough they are. They started to battle back, right?
We knew they're going to battle back. I mean, that's what we told them in the huddle. They are the 2-time defending champions, 4 seniors. They're going to give it all. So we knew that it's going to happen. And we actually started very well. I think won 4 out of the 6 first sets. So we are kind of doing really good, and then it kind of changed.
What's your message to your team at that point when you see Armstrong starting to come back?
Well, we're not really talking about that. We're just focusing on each individual match and what the small things that they need to do to stay in the match and hopefully get the win for us.
Now, Coach, I came down to Kimmy Twelker, won the first set, then loses the second set in a tiebreak, and then the third set goes to a tiebreak as well. It was a dramatic finish for you guys.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster match. We had so many chances of winning that match. Several match points in the tiebreak of the second set. Didn't go our way, but mainly because the other girl just played really well on those points. So you got to give the credit to her. And then up in the third set, 5-2, several match points, and again the girl just played very, very solid. Got to the tiebreak, and was close tiebreak, and we were able to get the win. So
now, Coach, from a fan perspective, that third set tiebreak is probably the most exciting thing you could have in the sport. But obviously, from your perspective, what's going through your head?
I wanted the match to be over. I wanted the match to be over in the second set. But we know tennis, and the great thing about the game is that there's no time clock. You can always come back. We tell that to our girls, and we tell them also they need to know if they're up, they got to stay focused, keep the pressure, and hopefully close the match. And we also know that the toughest thing in tennis is actually to close a match. So we knew anything is possible. We knew, again, that we're playing a great team, great fighters, 4 seniors. They'll be fighting all the way through. So we knew no matter where we are, it's not going to be easy.
All right, Coach. Now, you've had a couple of national championships here in your tenure at Barry. You've had 5 conference championships. How do you keep this team hungry heading into next season?
We're just looking at each year as an individual, and looking at our overall goals, which of course is conference, regional, and national championships, and also individual goals per player, how to keep improving. Keep telling them, if you don't improve, you go back, and we know all the other teams are going to get better. They want to beat us, so we got to do our things to keep getting better, get stronger, so we'll have a chance.
And finally, Coach, on a personal note, congratulations on your Coach of the Year award.
Thank you.
Very impressive and well-deserved on a spectacular national championship season. Coach, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thank you for having me.
Now I'm joined by one of the heroes of our national champion women's tennis team. Kimmy Twelker is here with me. Kimmy, congratulations on the national championship.
Thank you.
Now, you've had a little bit of time to think about it, and it was a while ago now. How does it feel?
I still cannot believe it. We fought so hard for this, and we're all just enjoying the moment, and we're all happy.
Now, going into that matchup, Armstrong-Atlantic, it's a 1 versus 2 matchup. How exciting is that for you guys going into that?
It's really exciting because we worked so hard during the season just to be the best team in the nation, and we did it, and we're so proud of ourselves.
Now, before we get into that matchup, you talked about working hard. You had to win a lot of matches just to get to that point. How tough of a grind was that for you guys?
You need a lot of energy, you need a lot of discipline to go through all these matches, but we did it, so we're proud.
Now, getting into the matchup against Armstrong, you guys started off extremely well in doubles. You knocked off the #1 doubles pair in the country for the second time this season. How'd you pull that off?
We just played our best. We played unbelievable, and we believed in ourselves. So we just fought for these doubles because we knew doubles are important in order to lead. So we just played our best, and we made it.
Now, it got a little bit more difficult. Armstrong started to bounce back a little bit. What happened towards the middle of the matches?
Well, I was on the last court, so I didn't know what's going on. I was so focused on my match, but I saw that some of my teammates lost, so I knew I have to fight through this match, and I was just concentrating on my match, and I wanted to win so bad.
Well, let's ask you about your match now. At what point did you find out that, hey, this is going to come down to me?
I found out that because Anna next to me, she lost in the third set, so I knew it was 4-all, and it's going to come down to my match. So I was pulling all my energy together just to fight through this.
Now, your match was a battle. You won the first set, then you lost the second set. Third set ends up going into a tiebreaker. But let's talk about those first 2 sets. What was the difference between set 1 and set 2?
Set 1, I played unbelievable. I was right on point. She had absolutely no chance, so it was really quick. And the second set, I was leading, but then I kind of pulled back, but she was right on behind me. So she catched up pretty fast. So then I lost the second set 7-6. It was bad luck. And she played really well.
Now, the third set goes all the way to a tiebreak. What's going through your head at that point when you know you're going to be in a tiebreak for the national championship?
I was not even thinking about it. I was not even nervous. I just wanted to play my best, and I thought about my team, I thought about myself, I thought about my coaches, and I just wanted to make everybody proud, so I just fought through this.
Is it difficult to step up there and still serve and still play, the way you want to play with all that on the line and kind of block out all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I felt the pressure, of course, because everybody was looking at me, but I just tried to concentrate on everything, and yeah, I pulled it.
You finally get that 7th point to win the match. What's going through your head then?
I don't even remember what I thought because I was just dropping everything that was in my hands, and my assistant coach Maria came running to me, hugging me and my teammates, and it was an unbelievable feeling.
And you finished off the season 15-0 with that win as well. How tough is that to do?
It's really tough. I'm proud of myself, and yeah, I had an amazing season.
Now, Kimmy, heading into next season, you guys will be defending this national championship. How difficult is it to go into a season and defend that title?
I mean, it's always difficult because you always wanted to defend your title, but most of our players are coming back, so we have a good chance to win again, and we're going to try our best.
Now, let me ask you about your personal life. You're from Germany. You told me you're going back there later on in the summer after you finish classes. What is that like?
I cannot wait to be home. Everybody is waiting for me there. My grandparents were watching even the nationals, and they're all proud of me, so they can't wait till I get back.
Now, you have a favorite tennis player?
Maria Sharapova, yes.
Now, you yourself, you told me you played in the Junior U.S. Open in New York, and what was that experience like?
It was amazing. It was an amazing feeling. It was the first time that I played a Grand Slam in juniors, so it was amazing.
All right, finally, I'll ask you this. Is there a dream tournament that you would love to play in?
Probably Roland Garros in Paris, yes.
Kimmy, thank you so much for stopping by today. Congratulations on winning a national championship.
Thank you.
My thanks to Avi Kegel and Kimmy Twelker of our national championship women's tennis team.
Welcome, friends, to a championship edition of Buccaneer Insider. Today I'm joined by two key members of the Buccaneer men's golf team, Coach Jimmy Stobbs, and the MVP of the match play portion of the tournament, Barry Yola. Guys, thanks for joining us today here on the set.
Thanks for having us.
Well, let's run through this magical tournament that you have now just accomplished, one of the best feats that you could possibly accomplish this year in repeating as national champions. Jimmy, talk about just the grind that it takes to win it.
Well, like I told the team last year, winning one championship is very special, but to have a chance to win back-to-back is really special. Very few people get to experience one championship, and for these guys to work hard all year and go for it and give everything they have to win back-to-back really tells you a lot about them and what they're made of. It's an incredible accomplishment.
Now, when I talked to you the other day, you admitted that you really wanted to win this championship, to repeat. How meaningful was it to you all year long in knowing that you had the type of team that could accomplish this?
Well, all year I believed that we had the best team. And we had an incredible regular season. We won 5 times, and then we won conference, and then we won regional. And I just knew, and I think the guys knew, that to really solidify the year, we had to win nationals. We'd had an outstanding year, but it wouldn't be called great if we didn't win nationals. It would have been a big disappointment. And I stayed on him at the end of the year. He'll tell you that I was probably harder on this team than any team I've ever coached, because I knew the potential they had to go down as one of the best teams ever. But we wouldn't have gone down as one of the best teams ever if we wouldn't have won the championship.
Barry, what's it feel to know that you're a part of this big piece of hardware here that's sitting right in the middle of myself and your coach?
Well, that's the best feeling for me, because I came here obviously to win rings and win championships. And last year we won one, and I was not in the last 5. And it felt good, obviously, to have to win with the team, but this one meant way more because I was involved with it, and yeah, I had a really big part of winning the championship.
Now, you talked about not being involved last year, but you were a member of the team. You won the first tournament of the season last year, which was a springboard to you guys getting off to a great start and then winning the championship. So you were inclusive. But let's address that a little bit, because when you're on the best golf team in the country and there's only 5 spots available week in and week out, how rewarding is it to know that you have paid your dues and then were able to contribute in a big way, as you did, winning all 3 matches in match play to win this title?
Well, yeah, that's what you work for, and I knew it was going to be hard when I was coming here, because it's #1 in the country, so you know what you're up to. And I just did my work and tried to work harder and push the other guys, the 5 that were playing that time. And I just keep working hard and develop my game and end up playing myself into the 5. And that feels really good, that you be part of the #5, the best team in the country. And and winning with them, that's the best feeling.
Coach, is that symbolic of your team and your program that you've built over these 12 years here, that when somebody grinds and pays their dues, as Barry has done, to earn their spot, earn their keep, and then to be rewarded like this, is that symbolic of how you've run your program over the years?
It is. Guys know when they come here that they're going to have to earn their spot, and it might take 1 or 2 years. And Barry was a big part of the team last year. Like you said, he won individually the first tournament, led the team to victory, and by the end of the year he wasn't in the starting 5, but he was a big part of, like he said, pushing the other 5. And he knew this year that it was going to be his time, and there was a lot of pressure on him because he was one of the new guys in the starting 5, and he knew we'd won the championship last year. We were supposed to win it again, and he did a great job at Nationals. I can't be more proud of him.
But Barry, in addition to yourself, I mean, there's 4 other guys on this team that I would be remiss to not, bring up because they played a part all year long. Certainly, Scott Smyers and Jared Dolga, the 2 seniors who came up big in the national championship match. Talk about their influence after they had maybe struggled a little bit earlier in the tournament, but then really came together when it mattered most.
Yeah, that's obviously great that you have 2 of the most, the seniority and they play in front of you. That's a good feeling because I know Scott Smyers was not going to lose 3 times, and I knew he was going to grind it out because he wanted to win, and it was the most important one. And yeah, he put it together and he just won it. That's what all he needed. And Jared just had his best round of the whole week in the final. So when you can pull that together, that just gives you a good feeling and more confidence too, actually, behind them to finish the job.
Of course, Jared got to do it, Coach, on basically his home course, or a course he's familiar with.
One of them.
And it was a course that you guys had won your first national title in 2007. So how special and meaningful was that for him, and then for you to watch him, be able to feel like a champion and walk off the course knowing that he gave his best right in his hometown?
Right. I think Jared put a lot of pressure on himself at the beginning. He was pushing and trying too hard. Some of the pin placements he had never seen before. So there was a lot of pressure mounting. And when we got to the final match, like Barry said, he came out relaxed and very focused and played his best round. And it meant a lot to him because he had a lot of family and friends watching. And to be able to end your college career in your hometown with a national championship, it doesn't get better than that.
Right. Now, of course, we have to bring up, Mario Beltran and Adam Svensson because they were key components to this team too. Talk about their influence just in the 6 days that you were there in Michigan, and what kind of role they played for this team.
Well, Adam, I was rooming with him, and I talk a lot about the course and how he sees things. And he obviously is a great player, and to learn from him, it doesn't get any better. And I just went over my strategy with him a little bit and fixed some things where I needed to, and that just gives you a lot of confidence to execute the shots. And with Mario, the same thing. I'm pretty close to Mario, and yeah, we just talk about everything a lot, and them seeing they won key matches too, and that's important for the team too.
Now, we mentioned Adam. During the course of the year, Adam appeared in this magazine, Sports Illustrated. Coach, I know that you get that magazine yourself. What was it like to see his face shining among the brightest in the country in the most glorified sports magazine in this country has to offer?
Well, Adam definitely deserves it. The year that he just had was incredible, and he should be recognized nationally as one of the bright young stars in sports, someone that you're going to see a lot in the next maybe 20, 25 years. So it was the first introduction to the country to Adam Svensson.
Now, of course, he's got a big decision to make, and he'll take some time over the summer. How bad do you want him back in a Buccaneers uniform? Or is that a stupid question?
Well, I think any coach would want the best player in the country to come back. But that's a decision Adam's going to make, and it's going to be based on a lot of factors, and he'll make the right decision.
Barry, now this is a day that you're getting ready to head back to the Netherlands. You go win a golf championship. You're the MVP of the tournament. Does this make you feel kind of like a big-name player to know that you're coming and doing this interview and then you're getting on a plane to head over to another country today?
Well, it's a good feeling that you get recognized, obviously, for your good playing. And yeah, I'm back home. My parents and everybody were living with me. They were refreshing the page every minute. And I appeared in my own home course, golf side, on the national golf side. So it's pretty neat to feel that they take care of you and they really live with you every moment. And it doesn't get any better for me than having a good championship and get recognized for it.
Can you talk about just the significance and just how great of an accomplishment this was for not only yourself but your team in winning 8 of the 12 tournaments this year? That's a pretty special year.
Yeah, for me it really doesn't get any better. Obviously you want to win every single tournament, but yeah, we stick together, and yeah, we were really a team this year. I felt like we were bonded, and we did everything together. There was not really much like friction going on. And then if you can go with those 5 to the last big championships, like the conference regionals and nationals, is the best feeling. And yeah, we stick to it together. And even if we had a bad round, we just came up top big after that one. And yeah, and we won all 3 of them. And yeah, you cannot ask for more with the team.
Well, Barry used Tower of Power and the most decorated golf coach in the nation, Jimmy Staubs. We thank you both for joining us here on this championship edition of Buccaneers Insider. Congratulations and good luck as you go forward in your success.
Thanks.
We thank men's golf coach Jimmy Staubs and men's golfer Barry Yola for joining us here on today's edition of Buccaneer Insider, this championship edition. And we also would like to thank our women's tennis coach, Avi Kegel, and Kimmy Twelker, the star of the Women's Tennis Championship as well. For all the staff here at Brinkley Studio and all your help and cooperation throughout the year, we thank you for making 2013 and 14 a very special year for Buccaneers Insider.